All right, maybe week 2 in the NFL, but it's our week 1 on Fourth and Forever. Let's go. All right, welcome in the first episode of Fourth and Forever. Got Jason, got Mark over here. All right, Jason, like we talked about this pre-show like yesterday. You know, we wanted to come up with a football show, mostly NFL. We're going to talk a little college football too, and really kind of just it's going to be a general show based on our interest, fantasy football, betting, the different leagues we've been in, survivor pools. But also, we'll kind of like talk about if there's ever breaking news on the show. You know, we'll definitely get into that. So introduce yourself, man.
Yeah, what's up? I'm Jason. I'm from Cincinnati, rocking the Chargers jersey. Clearly a guy who's confused. But I
Yep.
think that's the fun thing, man. It's like no two people consume football the same way. No two people see it the same way. So I'm interested to see how we take this and see where people identify with that. And I think we're both probably pretty similar, being former Giants and Bengals fans.
Yes, and he's saying former. I will not. I'm not relinquishing my Giants fandom. However, I am much more. I don't know what the word is. I kind of just I pulled the reins back. You know what I mean? Like,
you give up your diehard card.
Well, I feel like and I think it's something that has a lot to do with me being a psycho and being being superstitious. Like I feel like every time I put on a Giants shirt, someone gets hurt. The quarterback gets sacked. Like there's an interception. Like I don't even wear Giants gear anymore. I have Giants hats. I have an old Giants starter jacket. Like I don't even rock that shit anymore because it's just like it's not even about embarrassment because I have a golf bag that's a Giants golf bag, so I can't not use that. It's just like I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna show out as much and just kind of just see what happens.
That is tough. It feels like a target on your back having some Giants gear on, I could assume. And I'm interested to hear you. This is a question I like asking people: is like where their most favorite teams are. What team do you care about the most? So I'm gonna rank my Bengals fandom on 1 to 10. How much I care about the Bengals? I'm gonna call it a 4. Where do you care? Like 1 to 10, how much do you care about what the Giants do on Sunday?
It used to be a 14, but now it's like a 6, a 5.
Okay, so you still consider yourself a Giants fan.
Of course. Like I you know what I mean? Like if you said to me, which team do you root for in the NFL? I'd say the Giants. Like there's not like I don't have an AFC team. I'm not one of these weirdos. It's like, well, if the Giants lose, I'm a Jets fan. Like it doesn't happen. Like I'm an adult. I'm older. Like it's just like I just don't get I don't get that at all. But anyway. But
when did that change, if you don't mind me asking?
I think over the last 12 years, there's been like a pocket of ever since Tom Coughlin got kind of unceremoniously let go.
That was the end of an era.
There's a great, and I wish I knew you were going to ask me that question or we had a producer that would be like, hey, pull this up. But there's a great walkaway for non-Giants fans when he gave his like resignation or forced retirement speech. He literally walks. And John Mara, the owner, goes to shake his hand, and he just kind of brushes by him, almost like shoulder bumps him. And it's one of those things where he was just like, "Bro, you fucked me." And and honestly, the guy won 2 Super Bowls. He beat the greatest player of all time twice, and I can't even tell you how far the Giants have fallen from like a respect standpoint.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that it's a complete. And I know no one's crying about the Giants. They've won 4 Super Bowls. Right. The Bengals haven't even won a Super Bowl, so like I get why there'd be apathy there.
Game in like 30-something years. Yeah, it's rough.
But here's the thing: when you're one of the original franchises in the NFL, you kind of expect a little more. We're not the Jaguars, we're not the Panthers. Like you know what I mean? Like it's just I don't get it. Like I get it, but I don't get it. There's a lot of people that see things differently with the Giants, and I know that I don't want to take over this as a Giants show. It's just more about that scenario was easily the catalyst of why this team has started to go downhill. But the apathy that Giants fans feel is directly associated with a feeling of like not getting something that every team does well. Even bad teams score points. Like the Giants haven't been able to score points in like forever, man.
Dude, your guys' offenses have been atrocious. So bad. But I feel like that's a bigger point, and that's kind of why I asked that question, is because I know I'm not the only one who has apathy with pro sports teams. And we've talked about college sports. It's a little bit different to me because I feel like in college sports, you're like the goal is always to win. Being a Bengals fan, I'm like, this is clearly not a move that is about winning football games. So at the same point, it's like you talked about it with the restaurant thing. It was hilarious. It's a great take. It's like being a Bengals fan is like getting kicked in the dick and be like, all right, you coming back? You're gonna pay
Yeah.
$80 to come back to Paul Brown and sit in traffic? Like, no, I'm not contributing to this bullshit. Like, excuse my French, but I just feel that apathy for rooting for a professional sports team. You know?
Yeah, no, and what Jason's talking about is if you're a Giants fan, you probably already know who this is, but there's he's a friend of mine. He has a podcast called New York Revival. Everyone calls him Hefe. So Hefe does these Giants fans videos, and after the Giants played on Sunday, and was just like after another year of like, hey, we're gonna be pretty decent this year, of thinking that like that stupid mentality.
Every year, yep.
Every year is going to be the year, and so not like feeling like that was a problem. And I told Jason this, like I was like pissed off on Sunday, but like I was like, why am I so mad? Like why am I upset over something so fucking stupid? And so I did this epic rant, and I sent it to Jeff, and he did his Giants in week 2 skit on kind of my interpretation, because I feel like it just encapsulates every Giants fan. And the whole premise is you go to a restaurant, they tell you that you sit wherever the hell you want, we don't care. And you walk in and the waitress comes up, disrespects you and your wife and your kids, and you're just like, you'd get up and walk up right there. Yeah. But instead you're like, oh man, I look at that appetizer over there. It's so good. It looks so good. Baby, let's just stay. Let's just stay and see if the food is good. The food comes and it's dog shit. And you're like, oh God, but why does it look so good over there? And it's typically like the other team. And so like all of these analogies make sense to Giants fans and football fans that kind of hate their teams, have a love-hate relationship. It's just an unhealthy relationship in terms of the like if you're rooting, if you're putting all of your eggs in that basket, it's got to be brutal.
1000%. I'm sure you've seen Fever Pitch. You love the Sox, but the Sox love you back.
Yeah, so, that's a great line.
I love it for, I want the Bengals to do well. I love my friends. I want them to be happy, but it's like, I feel like Joe Burrow is just like a Lamborghini in a trailer park.
That's a great line. Is there a fan, like is there a super fan in Cincinnati that everyone knows that like goes to every game?
I mean, I don't know if we have like the Jets guy, the firefighter guy, but I can't say there's like a specific one. But like I have all my friends that do the tailgating, and they're every single like their Instagram stories. I'm like, guys, just get over it. Get over it.
I hate that Fireman Ed has more cachet with people from the Midwest.
Like I didn't want to say it too. I didn't want to say it.
No. The reason why is because that dude, that if you're the fan, if you're the guy, you can't renounce your fanship like a normal guy like me does. If you go to all these games, like because he did that. There's a Giants guy that you got to pay attention to. This dude has not missed a game since he was 16 years old. I think he's 60 years old. His name is I forget his. God, why am I losing? I'm losing track of his actual name, but he goes by license plate guy, and he's got the long blonde hair, and he like has these license plates that are around his neck, and he goes to every game. He gives away tickets. I love him. He's a phenomenal dude. I've had him on a show before. Like if you're that guy, I gotta ask, like LPG, like what? I mean, like that's one where it's like, how do you feel? Like, who gives a shit about how I feel? I can turn the game off and be okay. That dude's there every game, getting his dick kicked in at every single game by these Giants. And then you have these little crazy mid season runs with Tommy DeVito and all these random fucking quarterbacks.
That's how they bring it back in.
I don't
back in.
Yep. I don't know any other fan base that deals with what we dealt with over the last 10 years, just based off of those scenarios where it's like they're shit they start off 0-3. They randomly win a couple games. It's such a yo-yo situation.
That's gonna be tough for you guys. And again, we'll get off of this specific stuff in just a second. But like being a Bengals fan, it was easy because it was just like they gave me nothing from birth. Yeah. I was born in '92. They've even won a playoff game since 1990 up until the Super Bowl recently. And you have Marvin Lewis for like 15 years. You lose to the Steelers with the Jeremy Hill fumble game in ridiculous fashion. Vontaze Burfict, ugly game. And that was when I was done. I was done. And it's like you talk about the license plate guy. I respect it on one hand, but on the other hand, you have to have like I think a healthy level of self-hate to keep doing it for that long. Yeah. And I was just and I felt the same way as you. I'm like, why am I emotionally attached to this franchise that's like bringing Marvin Lewis back for year 16? I remember seeing the most tenured head coaches in the NFL. Bill Belichick and Marvin Lewis. A little bit of a different resume there. So that was when I was done. So but that brings us to our next point is how we consume football now. Yeah. I know that we're not the only ones. I'm sure there's a big group of people that support one team. But let me ask you this: it's Sunday, you're locked in. I know you got kids. What's your setup looking like? Do you have multiple TVs? What are you
Yeah.
watching? I want to hear the setup here.
So we do before kids, it was two two TVs always. My wife's idea, by the way. That's how you know you married a good one.
That's a win.
So her idea, we've set it up because the big TV is obviously on the wall, and the second one's kind of like tucked away. We have a built-in area where it's like you can actually push the TVs back, so they're away from things. But everything, I wish I took a picture. It's a really great setup. So you can walk around and watch. You can sit down and watch. She's a Cowboys fan, so it's always interesting watching games with her because she's a psycho too. There's a great video of my wife pregnant wearing a Cowboys shirt and a pair of giant shorts of mine, because you're pregnant, she's wearing whatever that fits,
comfortable,
and she's walking through the living room where we watch TV, and there's a ring camera that catches her kind of like movement or whatever, and Stephen A. Smith's voice is in the background talking about something Cowboys related. And she's just 9 months pregnant, and she just goes, "Shut the fuck up, Stephen A. Smith." It's the funniest thing. And I'm going to try to post it on social media so you guys can see it. It's the funniest thing. But like,
producer right now, if we had one.
Yeah. So do it. But like, our setup has evolved. Like before, no kids, there'd be food everywhere, like, wings, nachos, whatever we'd order in. Now it's like, all right, we need to make sure that kids are preoccupied so that we can watch football. And so it's typically 2 games at 1 o'clock, and then whichever main 4 o'clock game. And if there's multiple 4 o'clock games like there are this week, and we'll get to those later, it's kind of like just picking which is the best. Obviously, if the Cowboys and Giants are playing at the same time, I take the smaller TV because her team's usually been better. So like because the Cowboys have been better, I've been like, I'm not going to make her watch her playoff caliber football team. Whether they've done anything in the playoffs is another question.
Giants deserve small TV.
The Giants deserve a fucking laptop.
Yeah,
like they don't deserve a 75-inch television.
Nope.
Sorry.
Yep.
That's my setup.
That's a good setup, man. I'll tell you this: early months at September, I'm very romantic about like outdoor sports bar kind of vibe. Last year, they were doing a movie theater, was showing the Bengals games on the big screen, which was really cool. They had outdoor access, patio access. Early September, early October, you get a nice day. I'm really romantic about that. But I'm a red zone guy, man, through and through, because fantasy teams replace my Bengals love.
Yeah, I got you.
Red zone, you don't miss a single. It's just dopamine hit after dopamine hit after dopamine hit for like 5 hours straight. Just all tutties, all fun stuff. Just there was a lot of missed kicks. The special teams was crazy in week 1.
Yeah,
special teams cost so many wins. I don't know if I've ever seen so many doinks in 1 week, but red zone, baby. Love me some red zone. The downfall of red zone was drastically overstated, in my opinion. Like everyone was saying, commercials. I didn't see one commercial. Red zone cooked.
People just want to complain about shit, dude. Like honestly, I think when we first got Sunday Ticket, when it moved to YouTube TV, we did red zone. But now I don't play in enough leagues like I used to, where it's like a something that I need. And I told you this, like pre-show yesterday, like that I was in a Survivor League for like 10 years that just stopped last year, which I missed, because then red zone was like a thing, because you're like, especially like the first couple of weeks when the games are so difficult to pick, where you're like, holy shit, like the Bengals have fucked me week 1 in a Survivor pool many times.
Yeah.
So they almost lost this time.
I know.
That's the kind of thing. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I told my wife. I'm like, could you imagine if I was doing that Survivor pool and I had, because you could take multiple entries, and like you just pay more money to it was $100 an entry. So like if you had 5 entries and it's a big pot, and you lose 4 of them in the first week, you're screwed.
That would have been a miserable 3 hours.
That would have been miserable. Those are the worst games. Which is the game that they played? The Bengals played the Steelers, right? Where they missed an extra point or something. They had to get a 2-point conversion, and like, I don't know, man. Like they should have won that game like 3 or 4 times. Where it was like, oh, McPherson, who's a great kicker, like just missed some like really easy kicks, and I was just like, what is going on?
Dude, I'm that dog.
That's how you know.
Crashing helicopters behind him talking about Bengals Steelers. It's ugly. That's PTSD right there, bro. Like, all I see is blood right now, dude. Oh, it's
Oh
so
my
ugly.
god.
But no, I
So
love that, dude. But I feel like with red zone, it's like, okay, so let's say that like watching a regular football game is like weed. I feel like it's just like micro dosed, like dopamine every single second, like purple micro dosed Snoop Dogg shit. Red zone is just hit after hit after hit, and I'm in 3 leagues. That's psycho stuff too. It's like some of my friends, my brother's in like 7 leagues.
7.
I'm like, dude,
How?
anything
Why?
that happens is both good and bad. Like this, like someone scores a touchdown, that's like 10% good, 90% bad. Like that's too much.
It's like
And I
hedging
think,
every bet that you make on, anything. Like, it's like, okay, well,
yeah,
I'm gonna go, last night, we won on NC State 7.5. Like it was like, all right, well, I'm gonna do Wake Forest at plus 7.5 just in case. But what are
yeah,
you doing?
little hedge.
You can't, this is so
I mean, you're
stupid.
okay. You can't be fully happy with any result. But I just love red zone, man. Especially when you're like a generic football fan like me, a guy who's wearing a team that's 2,500 miles away. Like you get
But
everything.
that jersey and the Chargers
Oh,
jersey in general is the best jersey in the history of time.
I think we can all. I think that would unite the entire world, which we kind of need right now. Powder blue. I mean,
Yeah,
you can't beat it, dude.
I'm a big fan of powder blue. I've always loved it. I've always loved that kind of like North Carolina blue. See a lot of it down here in North Carolina, obviously,
Yes, sir.
but that's the thing. Like you'd think that a team like the Panthers would like adopt that as their home, but like most of these teams just like they don't listen to the people, man. They just do their own thing,
The
and it's
Panthers
just
have so much potential with uniforms. Kills me. And their
yep.
uniforms aren't bad by any means, but they could be elite.
They
That's
could be
beside the point.
elite, but they're not. Like that's the problem.
It could be elite. They very well
Yep.
could be. The black and light blue is very clean.
What'd you
But
think of the Packers jerseys last night? I thought those were pretty
very
dope, all
nice.
white.
Very nice. Coop and I talk about this all the time. My roommate was like, those franchises that have to stay classic. It's like the
Yeah.
Packers, the Cowboys, all those kind of teams. Normally, I'm very bored, but I thought the Packers white helmets were really nice.
Yeah, I like the all white. That was cool. I like when the Bengals do that. I like when the Bengals
Oh,
go all white like that. I think that's a
super
really
nice.
cool look. Um, yeah, I mean, like I don't because I root for one of those boring franchises too, where it's like you don't really get to see too many.
You don't get
You know,
hardly any variety. It's like
no.
uniforms are fine, but we could do a uniform conversation. I mean, I do love me some NFL uniforms.
Okay.
That could be a
Okay.
future conversation. But yes, sir, that is my vibe. I'm just a dopamine addict for about 6 hours straight, from about 1 to 7.
I love it. So you told me that you play or you're in like
Guillotine, baby.
a guillotine league, and apparently so am I. And I didn't even know that was
Apparently, it's
because
crazy.
because I didn't know that that's what you called it. Like because I think
Yeah,
what it's to go back to like what I do on a regular basis. It's a group of all like UConn fans, and
yep.
so they call it a sniper league. And the reason why it's a sniper league is because you can call out the
This is cool.
a target, if you will. And so like that's how it kind of got its name. And so the difference between our league and like a standard guillotine league is if you and I are playing against each other, it's bottom point scorer is kicked out of the league, you're done, right?
Yep.
If I beat you and we're both still in the league, I get to take your best player and put him on my team.
Ooh.
So
So do you get like unlimited picks, or do you get like one pick to like call
just
someone out?
one.
Okay,
So like
I like
so
that.
like so I beat you. Let's say I beat you this week, and who's a RB1 or a quarterback one in your opinion?
Yeah, let's say like Jameer Gibbs.
Okay. So if Jameer Gibbs is on your team and I beat you, and my team is like, decent with running back, we got some guys like Tyrone Tracy from the Giants who had a good year last year, or even like Amarian Hampton who's playing for the Chargers, like guys who you expect they're going to have a good year. But I
Yeah,
went heavy wide receiver. I have Herbert or something like that, and I don't need to take your quarterback. Then I'm
yeah,
going Jameer Gibbs. But it gets really squirrely at the end. So like if you have a really big time receiving score, let's say of like Jefferson and Mike Evans, and their best player is a wide receiver. The one caveat in this, and this is I love because I love a tight end, and so pause. Uh,
yo,
so in that league, I found out it was my first year last year. I'm like, why the fuck do I keep losing to like Trey McBride? Like, why is it that
oh,
and it's because they're the only player in the league that gets 1 point per possession, and their touchdowns are worth more. Don't ask me why. I don't care. It's just a little wrinkle of the league. So like
yeah,
tight ends can make a huge difference in our league. So like this year I went like heavy tight end in the draft. And like whenever I beat someone or if I beat someone, I actually look directly to see if their tight end is like a big time tight end.
Really?
Yeah.
So you would be trying to snipe their tight ends though?
If it's worth it, like if
Like for a flex
if
spot?
yeah, well, like here's the thing, like there's no like the way that they do it. It's like you can play two quarterbacks. You can go. It's basically an unlimited roster up to 11. So it's like
Okay.
you know what I mean. Like so, it's you can have 10 wide receivers if you want and one quarterback. You
That's
don't have
pretty
to have
cool.
a tight end. So it's really just kind of a strategy, like a lot of ways to skin a cat, right? You know, whatever.
I like that.
The same way you told me, like no two fans look at the NFL the same. No two players in this league look at how to win the same. It's really interesting.
I respect that, man. I like that, and I like actually like this league too. Doesn't do defense or kickers, which I actually really
No,
like.
we don't do that either,
dude. I'm over the defensive kickers.
Because you can like alter a fantasy season. Like, do you remember when Brandon McManus was on Denver and he's like kicking like 60-yard field goals, and like so that person gets like 3 60-yard field goals, you get 18 points for your kicker? Get out of here, dude. Like
special teams in general are freaking weird, bro. Like it's a weird dynamic how it has like nothing to do with the sport, but it can completely affect the game.
Yeah,
it's like, all right, we're gonna just do this random. Like they should just like jump through fiery hoops or something like that. Like on the it has nothing to do with the sport.
The kick, but it does in a way though, because if there's blocking and tackling in special teams, the problem I have with it is I don't love the fact that a kicker, and there's no disrespect. I had a kicker, good friend of mine in college was the kicker on our college team, and so I get that kicking is a skill set, but it is like all of a sudden you're like, all right, we're gonna bring in a guy who doesn't really play football to do something very specific to a football game around everybody else playing football. It'd be like if in the middle of a baseball game, a guy came out and had to hit a driver like directly down the middle, into like a small area, and that's how you won. That's how you won your game. It's such a different
baseball,
or like a bowling or a bowler.
Yeah, we hired Red Panda. They hired Red Panda's biggest rival. Winner's gonna get us 3 points. Like what the heck?
It is very interesting. It is entertaining. And also. Hell, man! Like it feeds families, dude. Like, what does Harrison Butker make a year? I think it's like he signed a
true
$7 to $8 million contract.
It would be crazy being the kicker on an NFL team. Like, can you imagine just being in the locker room, like being like me? I'm just like a normal guy.
Yeah,
and I'm just like hanging around with Saquon Barkley and just like dudes that just like squat like 800 pounds for fun. That would be a weird feeling.
Well, it's why a guy like Pat McAfee is so liked and hated, because there are people who look at him as a joke, who are kind of I feel like are sad and don't love fun. And then there's guys who look at him like, dude, like how incredible is this guy's story? He's a freaking punter and a kicker from Pittsburgh. Yeah. And now he basically runs ESPN and runs like media in general.
Crazy. But at the same time though, for like me, like it's still impressive, like being a pro kicker.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the only people we can poke fun at. I can't poke fun at Aaron Donald.
No, you can't. You can, but you just better hope he doesn't hear it.
It's just wild. It's like when Mason Rudolph went at freaking Myles Garrett. I'm like, you're an idiot. But at the same time, though, I definitely get it, though.
Yeah, to me, like I feel like I do love the college game day now, where McAfee asks every player, every guy that's going to do that kick, have you ever made fun of a kicker? And most of them are like, yes. All the time.
Of course. Who hasn't?
So what's funny is now that he's giving away big time money, what's so interesting is, I don't know if you've noticed this. Kids are making kicks. Like for the first year, nobody made anything. And part of that is because it wasn't like, I'm not saying it wasn't worth it. I'm one of these weirdos who, if I go play basketball, if I go to an open gym, before I leave, I'm making half court shots and I practice it. Because if I'm at a game and someone goes, you're in seat, 12B, and I'm like, oh, it's me. I get to go out and shoot. I want to be capable of making a half court shot, which is not as difficult for me as because that is like a distance now where it's like if you practice it enough, it's not that you don't have to like heave it the way most people do. And so but I think kids are doing that now, where it's like, well, if they go to a field and their dad's like, hey, you want to go throw the football? It's like, yeah, can we go practice a couple kicks? Because if I go to college game day, you get picked,
awesome. But it's like
win a couple $100,000.
Yeah, but it's just like if I'm going to practice that, what are the chances of me using it? Now, if they tell you 3 months in advance, like, hey, you're kicking the kick, I'm locked in.
Dude, that's one of those things, man. Like it's fun. If you ever tried to go kick field goals, it's fun.
Okay.
It's hard. And if you start to do it pretty good, like, I don't know, man, like if you're at a especially, dude, if you're at a college right now, if you're in the SEC and you're not in the summer kicking like 10 or 20 field goals,
yeah,
just to get a feel for it, in case you're the guy that's picked or the gal that's picked, you're an idiot. I'm sorry.
Yes.
If I'll be 44 this year. If I was 17 years old and I was at Rocky Top, because Tennessee and Georgia are going to be there, and I'm not freaking practicing field goals at my old high school, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah,
come on, bro.
Yeah, no question. Now, if you go to UConn, all dude.
No, you shouldn't. You should practice half court shots. Practice half court shots because they may bring. Yes, because if you go to Gamble and they do that game where it's like free throw, layup, free throw, 3-pointer, half court, you can win like $25,000. Do that. Practice that shit.
I know a guy who's won $25,000.
There you go. Oh, do you? Who is that?
I don't know. It might be to my left virtually right now.
So, Survivor pool. That's why the one thing I miss about Football Sunday right now is there was a Survivor pool that when I used to be a tennis coach, tennis pro, whatever, and one of my students' dad, who's from Wisconsin, big Green Bay Packers fan, was like, "Hey, I'm in the Survivor pool. It's big money." He's like, typically the pot's anywhere from like 15 to 25,000. I think it was more one year, because the guy who ran it started going $50 entries to $100 entries. Yeah. So it took away people, but people started adding more to it. So like I would every year take either between $300 to $500, so between 3 and 5 picks, and so you could have multiple picks. You could have 20 picks if you wanted to spend $2,000.
Yeah, go for
whatever it was, right? More picks don't mean that you're going to win. The year that I won in 2016, I believe, was I think I put $500 up and I won $25,000 because the Bengals started that year undefeated, and in typical Bengals fashion, they giveth and they taketh away. They absolutely lost the game that most people thought they were going to win. I was already in for the week, and it was like a week 11 win too, because some of those Survivor pools go to like week 17. People are tying, and then there's negotiations like, hey, Cap, you and I both have Green Bay this week, $25,000. Do you want to just split it?
Dude,
you know what I mean?
That.
Like,
love that.
So like that's happened in that league before. So 2 guys go home happy. Or like if it's a group of people, sometimes they're like, no, dude, I'm splitting this with like 4 people. I can't do it. So, this was a clean win. And that was cool, man. That was a really big win for me. That's the most I've ever won in like a betting situation. Nothing comes close.
I was gonna say, if you want more than that, I'd love to hear that story. So it's like 500 to enter. So that was like tough odds too. Like winning a fantasy league can be hard. Like that's tough odds, man.
Any Survivor pool is tough odds because I don't care how, and we're going to do pick them later, but like, I don't care how good you are. Like, you're going to miss some week.
The Bengals will Bengal. Someone's going
to screw you. Someone's going to screw you. Those and when I was and I think that's one of the reasons why I've been so apathetic with football and feeling better about it now, because now I don't really care as much about if the Giants win or lose. It doesn't ruin my Sunday. But it would ruin my Sunday if I picked them in a Survivor pool and they lost.
That's exactly it.
So that's where it's become. I miss that, but do I really miss it? Because there's a chance. Because I've won one year, the win outweighs all of the money I put in total. However, the losses, I think I lost 9 times, won it once. So you start thinking about all the games that you lost, like almost like when you made it to like week 12.
You got a pretty big net gain. If I was you, I'd be retiring off the sunset, baby.
I know, but here's the thing, like you say that, but I do know you well enough now where just like any big time coach, just like any big time athlete, the mentality that you have when you're competitive is I don't ever talk about that win. Like I told you about it and you were like, oh, you got to tell it on the pod. Okay, cool. But I don't ever go like, oh, do you know I want to survive? No, I tell the story of, do you know the last time I was in a Survivor pool, I lost 3 picks in the first week because the Bengals blew a game. The Chargers, I remember those. I remember specific plays from those games. So,
but you came out on top though, baby.
Yeah. But
if I was you, I would be just doing like $10 entries from here on out. Like I got my money, I'm good.
Yeah.
You got to get out of the casino while you're ahead.
So we're gonna take a quick break, and I want to pull up. We have a guy that's doing. We're on Big Football Energy. It's obviously a new channel, so go ahead and like and subscribe to anything that you see here. One of the guys who is in the original channel, which is Big East Energy Network, did Big Bet Energy, and I want to put his picks up because my man is kind of on fire the first couple days here, and if you want to get in on his picks for the rest of the weekend, now's going to be the time. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to show those picks, and we'll go from there. Okay, we're back on Fourth and Forever. Jason and Mark here with you. We're just talking about Big Bet Energy. It's a show that's likely going to stay on Big East Energy Network so we can get more eyeballs on it. And we're also going to promote the picks that Ace and others are kind of adding to the mix. First one, just so everyone is clear, did a parlay last night, daily fantasy, and it hit. I hope you trailed it. If you didn't, I don't think a lot of people watch the show because it just started. So I'm sorry, but we're off to a great start. Week 1, throw it out the window. I think we were like 3-5, something crazy like that. But who cares? Now we're getting it all back. We've learned a lot already after 1 week, and we got the crazy thing is this dude. When I watched the rough copy of the first episode, I questioned the Jaden Daniels and the Scary Terry under. But they both hit, and they both hit big like that. It's not like Jaden had 42 yards rushing. I think he had like 18 yards rushing, and all of the reasons why Ace talked about this on Big Bet Energy came through. And then his reasoning behind Brandon McManus hitting over 1.5 field goals came through, and dude missed a field goal, so he was 2 of 3. So every rationalization as to why that parlay was going to hit was a big winner. So I won a little money last night amongst others. So hopefully if you trailed this, if you didn't, I apologize. The next pick, Jason, or the picks for the weekend are NFL picks. These are straight picks. These are, if you want to do it as a parlay, that's up to you, but I don't think I would advise that because it's the NFL. We got Philly versus Kansas City as an over, both 46.5, and whether you use DraftKings, FanDuel, I'm sure BetMGM's the same. Tampa Bay Bucks money line plus 114 on DraftKings, money line plus 126 on FanDuel. The beautiful thing about money lines is if you have promotions, you can up the money lines, and spreads and things like that. So you can always get like a boost, a profit boost. So check that out. Whether you use DraftKings or FanDuel, I use DraftKings. I don't really care about either or. Chargers cover spread versus Las Vegas. I love that pick. Yeah. Chargers getting 3.5 on DraftKings right now. Maybe that's dropped since by the time we put this out. But that's the other thing too, is you can manipulate spreads at your leisure because it just manipulates the payout. So, but wins are better than, hey man, I don't want to give up, the minus 102. If it's dropped to 2.5 and then it's like a minus 110. I don't know. Maybe you bump it back up to 3.5. Those are Ace's picks for the NFL. And then last but not least, we did some college football picks. One has already hit. NC State covered the spread versus Wake Forest, 7.5. He's got Arizona money line versus Kansas State. I like that. And Texas Tech versus Oregon State in the over. I do love that as well because the Big 12, not a ton of defense played in the Big 12. Plus, anytime you bet an over, betting the under is the worst because it's like the worst. You know what I mean? Just like from a vibes perspective, like you win, great, but it's just like I'm really watching this bullshit. 38.5 under spread. But if it's like a 62.5 and they hit the over, that's fun all around. Talk about a dopamine hit. You're like, let's go, baby, score more points.
Life's too short to bet the under, man.
Yep,
can't do it.
So anyway, that's where we're at. Any thoughts on that?
I loved it. I would be lying to you if I said I knew jack squat about college football or gambling. I'm a gambling novice, my dude.
I'm here to spit out coffee out of my nose.
I feel like Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, like in the 3rd grade. Like I'm here to learn. You know what I mean? So I'm here to listen about gambling. I don't know jack squat about gambling. So I'm here to listen and learn.
I got you.
All I do is spreads. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like honestly, to me, the Big Bet Energy show is going to be about football, and then we're also going to do some basketball picks during the basketball season. we're going to do best bets for the Big East, like all that stuff, because obviously that's our main brand. But I also feel like too, like it's better when you don't have like the one single person. Like Ace is going to be the head of that show, but a lot of these picks are he did a bunch of them himself, but there's some behind the scenes people that we have doing research and like really kind of honing in on the top picks. And so it's not just one mind, it's multiple, and then we're going to put the best ones out there. So that's the key of that episode of that show.
I feel like one person can't be an expert on everything.
No, because it's not possible, even if you do research, because like some people have actual jobs and
that's true
families,
and they're not recording a podcast at 9:30 in the morning.
Yep, and multiple things going on. So sometimes it's just not possible for you to be on everything. So if you can, be the head of the snake and kind of talk through it. And remember, I think this is really important too. If you take some of these picks right now, unless we feel like there's an absolute like lock, it's always one unit. If you're a $50 a bet guy, that's your one unit. If you're a $1 bet, $5 bet, whatever the one unit is, don't go above that. I think the beautiful thing about that first episode that Ace did, not the one that I did because I was a little more aggressive, was essentially being like, hey, these are just opinions. If you don't bet your mortgage, do not bet with more than you can. And
quick comment on that. Important. I love that take too, because like whenever I gamble, I've never gambled anything more than like a few bucks. It's like if you don't know that space,
that's not the typical, bro.
It's not, but it shocks me that it's not though. Like if you don't know anything about gambling, who's just going to put $400 or $500 on a game randomly?
Because of exactly what you just talked about with like a dopamine hit. It's like it's the best. It's one of the better feelings when you win a game because, dude, just think about the vanity. I knew what was going to happen.
I mean, it feels great, but you just said it was Survivor too. It's like for every one of those, how many are there was like, I thought this was going to happen in my bets.
Oh yeah, no, I'm with you, but name me a friend that you talk to that's like, dude, I lost so much money this week. They only talk about the wins.
They don't talk about the wins. I know, which is crazy. But here's be my advice as a stock guy. Like, okay, let's say that you can comfortably lose $100. Maybe you diversify. Maybe you go 50 on one, 25 on one, 25 on the other. You can diversify your plays here. Three picks you really like. So I'm going to give you some financial responsibility with the gambling. So I guess if you're going to go to hell,
good luck with that.
Do it smartly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, no, I just think people, because there's really no other avenue, maybe outside of the stock market or like crypto or anything like that, where you can actually maximize money that you put into something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like if I go to before when I was employed by someone, like if I went to the job, maybe sales, but like there's kind of like most of the time there's a cap. You know what I mean? Like there's a cap on sales. So it's not like you work for a big corporation. It's like, oh, we're gonna give you 15% commission and you can make $1 billion. Like that's just not how it works.
Here's a promotion. Here's 4% more money.
Yeah,
doesn't. I worked 4 years for this. Yeah, here's 4% increase in pay. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, cool. An extra tank of gas.
Taxes.
But that's why people do it, because they want to get that quick hit of money.
I get it. I would be interested to know the stats on like how many people are like net up all time versus net down all time.
The house always wins, so you already know the answer to that.
That's very true.
Dude. Yeah,
with
dude.
A few outliers.
There's very few outliers. My old boss is one of them, but it's like, but even he will lose, like but he bets big money, so like his wins are his net win is easily in the over $100,000 easily. Yeah. But that's probably like a year. Like that's not even like what like lifetime.
Yeah, and I think they probably assume for every one really good gambler, there's probably like 50 that are absolute dogs.
10,000. How about that? For every one, the's 10,000 lemons.
Yeah, just and so like I think they're willing to take the bath on the one guy that's like legitimately good.
1,000%.
Did you hear Dana White owes Las Vegas casinos like 15 to 25 million?
That makes sense because he lives there, and like I've heard him on podcasts going there and really kind of talking about whether he plays. What does he play? Is it Keno or not Keno? It's the one that's I'll think of it, but it's basically like he'll do blackjack. Blackjack's a crazy one because that's such a quick game.
Oh, dude, you can
my brain hurts thinking about it. But my brain hurts thinking about it because it's like you get so like amped up. I don't have that calm where you can kind of be like, all right, I'm on like working the system. Where it's like I have okay, the dealer's showing 6, I gotta stay because he's probably a 10 behind it. Like all that stuff. Like I know how to play it, and I would never get yelled at a casino. Like, hey man, you don't know what you're doing. But it starts to kind of get overwhelming.
Well,
Just
it's like
being
sports. It's
completely
like the
honest.
next play mentality. It's like you miss a free throw. It's like I'm all messed up. You know.
You just can't have emotions when you gamble, and I think people like me who are are more of like let their emotions get the best of them sometimes.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't gamble that much, and I don't but at the same time, we know that it's a part of the sports culture, so we want to give you the picks that you want.
Bets. Like
That's
my
right,
DraftKings
baby.
account, when I started the NFL season, then we'll jump on the next thing. We started the NFL season. I booted up my DraftKings account. $1.99 left. I'm up to $6.
Let's go.
If I can get that account to 50 by the end of the season, we're chilling.
I love it. That's cool, man. I like that. I mean, listen, however you consume it, it's if you got 50 or 50,000, it's
no two ways. And I don't know who's skinning cats. I don't know who's doing that, but there's no two ways to skin a cat. However you have fun. This is gambling. This is sports. This is fun, entertainment. I don't know who was skinning cats. Like, oh yeah, this is how I do it. But
yeah, it'd be an interesting one to kind of find out where that saying came from. I think there's a book about that, like where all these old sayings came from.
Yeah,
and, like,
literally
their origins. All right, what we got next?
All right. If we have anything else about fantasy, we can't talk. What is your favorite fantasy format before we get into pick'em?
Oh, the one I'm in, like this. I like this guillotine. Like,
dude, guillotine is so fun.
But I like the one where you take someone's player. Like, that's like a direct slap in the face. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you worked all, especially some of these guys that like, I have to have Justin Jefferson, and then you beat them, and you're like, no, he's mine now. You can lose him again,
right?
In the year, but like, that's why I don't take in this league. That's why I don't take the draft too seriously because you're not going to go undefeated. So you're going to lose some of your good players, but you're going to get some people back.
It's funny now, like doing different league formats. It's like regular fantasy feels boring to me now. It's just crazy. This world of 2025. It's like fantasy used to be this crazy thing, and it's like now it's like regular fantasy feels boring. Like doing guillotine leagues. I think guillotine's really fun. The fab budget is fun to play around with. Like guy in my league spent 270 of 1,000 on what's the Giants receiver?
Malik Neighbors?
Yeah, Malik Neighbors, 270 of 1,000. Don't be wrong, he needed a guy. But it's like that's just crazy money for Malik Neighbors, in my opinion. Like, you're not gonna have an offense. It seems. Sorry for bursting your hopes here.
I mean, unless we get Jackson Dart to start, then maybe listen. See, there's always a way to pull you back in.
That's exactly right. But I love that format, man. I think it's so fun. It's just so different, and it's fun too because it's like in regular fantasy, if you draft a crap team, it's really tough to get back in it.
Oh, without a doubt. Really tough. All right, let's do picks. Let's do we're gonna do we have a ticker that it's about to I'm gonna make sure I get the right one, and you're gonna see the picks rolling or the times that these picks are happening. These games are happening on Sunday, and we have the Monday one too. So as they scroll, we're gonna do these 1:00 games. Are you ready? It's gonna be kind of rapid fire. Just no spread. Just who's gonna win.
Yep, straight up.
All right. So we had the Jacksonville, Cincinnati. Who you got?
Give me Cincy. Bounce back game.
New York and Dallas.
Give me Dallas.
Chicago and Detroit.
I'm going Detroit.
I gotta wait for it to come back around. I think it's the Rams. Yeah, it was way too fast. Oh my god!
Don't test my speed.
So Rams at Tennessee.
Give me Rams. Tennessee's terrible.
Okay. New England at Miami.
I'm gonna say Miami bounces back.
San Francisco, New Orleans.
Give me San Fran. That New Orleans offense is off.
Buffalo at New York.
I'm going to go Buffalo.
Let's see. I think what's the last one here? At the New York Jets, by the way. And Cleveland at Baltimore.
Baltimore. Hard to pick Cleveland after that performance last week. Okay. So I'm interested to see if you have any differences here. I think I went kind of chalk.
Yeah. I'm going to go. I got Cincinnati, 1:00 game, home.
Okay.
I have Dallas because the Giants can suck my balls. I got Detroit. I got the Rams. I think my New England's going to win. That's the one difference so far. Okay. I like San Francisco on the road. I like Buffalo on the road. And I like Baltimore.
So we got one difference.
Yep, one difference.
That felt like the only real toss-up to me. And I'm sure that...
Yeah, we're going to lose some of these, guaranteed.
Wait, who's Kansas City playing?
That's in the 4 o'clock games.
Okay. Got you. Because that one's interesting to me.
Well, here
I
we
felt
are.
like the 1 o'clock games were relatively chalk, but I think the Miami New England game's gonna be really good.
All right, Denver at Indianapolis.
See, this one's tough too. This is a tough pick. I'm going to go with your boy. Dude, did it make you sick last week just watching him just look all world?
No, because I've seen it before. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you, and because you're new to podcasting with me, you know who Daniel Jones is, and I think every guy is going to relate to this, or girl. He's the one girl or guy that you had a wild night with, but you know deep down in your heart that person is absolute batshit crazy. Yeah. So you can't keep going back to that person. But you know it happens. But listen, especially you, probably single guy, like. You just kind of have these urges where it's like
post and you're like,
oh shit, you know what? Exactly. Do you remember that time when we did this, and this, and you're like, oh fuck.
You meant you played laser tag together, right?
Right, and then exactly. We held hands and talked about fun stuff, and so, but then she burns your house down, and you're like, oh shit.
Keys your car.
I knew that she was crazy. That's who Daniel Jones is. Daniel Jones will literally rock your world for a week, and then he'll have 7 weeks of mediocrity. Then he'll do it again, or he'll get hurt. One of the two things. And I wish him the best. I hope he has a phenomenal career, but I don't think that's going to happen. But anything's possible, dude.
I think that's a good take.
That being said,
the Colts revolving door of quarterbacks.
That being said, I'm with you. I think Danny Dimes and Indy wins.
Okay, because I don't feel good about that pick. I feel like
I like it because he's also kind of like one of these guys who probably just wasn't built for New York, and like in terms of like mentality, he doesn't have an aura. He's perfect for Indy, and Indianapolis is a great city, but it's kind of a run of the mill, Midwestern town where like
huge change, yeah.
It's just like the fans will probably be happy with him as long as he doesn't, ask to come out of the game because he's tired, like Anthony Richardson.
Wild. He's so talented. That's a crazy situation.
Carolina at Arizona.
That's got to be Arizona all day, I assume.
That's a toilet bowl game. I'm going to Carolina.
Okay, I actually like Arizona's offense. I think
you know what? I'll stick with Carolina. I think that's one of those where it's like Arizona's but I think Arizona's the obvious choice. That's why I'm going Carolina.
I like that. So you're trying to lose to me. Okay, I like it.
Yeah, listen, we got to make it interesting. Philly at why does it say Philly at Kansas City? That just happened. Are they playing Kansas City?
No, it's Philly, Kansas City. That's why I think it's such a good game.
Shit. All right, Philadelphia at Kansas City.
I'm torn on this one. Give me Kansas City. You taking Philly?
I hate that I'm going to, but yeah. Honestly, I think Kansas City is washed.
This is the Hitler-Stalin Bowl right here.
Listen, yes. Listen, Kansas City.
I think you're right.
Listen, I hope I don't sound like Max Kellerman when he would talk about how Tom Brady's on a decline and then you ended up winning 4 more Super Bowls.
He has another Hall of Fame.
But also, Max Kellerman needs to be back doing something because that dude's dope.
Give me Iguodala.
Give me Max Kellerman over anybody that's on ESPN right now.
You're not wrong. He was awesome.
But I think Kansas City. I don't think Patrick Mahomes is washed. I think Kansas City as a system is washed, and because you have Travis, who is getting married, T-Swizzle. I don't know if he's not focused on football, but he needs Travis Kelce at this point in his career needs guys who are going to complement his skill set. Yeah. And Xavier Worthy, I think, is back in practice, but I don't know. I don't trust him as the number one. He's still got God, what's the guy's name? Was it Sky Moore? Something like that. Is a wide receiver number 24.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I don't really know. They sign either D-Hop or they have Juju Smith-Schuster.
They have Juju. Do they have D-Hop? I think they do have D-Hop.
I think D-Hop's in Baltimore now.
Okay, yeah, you're right. But hey, let me say you this. There was one receiver for another team who looked really, really frustrated all week, and I've heard some interesting things about a certain Tyreek Hill.
Could you go back to Kansas City?
Tyreek.
Yeah, I mean, but do they? You could probably get them at a cost right now. Like it's not like it's not going to cost you a first round pick, but they're probably going to want one.
No, you're probably right. But I guess the only reason I'm taking Kansas City is because, you're right. All they have is Patrick Mahomes, but I think that's enough.
Sure, it's always enough. I don't think Philly's going to kill him because I don't think Philadelphia looked very good either. Like they grinded that win against Dallas. They should have lost.
Yeah.
By the way, we won that pick too.
W.
Dallas plus 9.5. Kidding me? Rivalry game. Dallas sucks, but they're not that bad.
Right.
And so yeah, I just think Philly's at the evil empire stage of their like.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to say dynasty because I don't want to throw up in my mouth, but they're at this point in their NFL journey
Timeline.
with
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts and Sirianni and all these guys where it doesn't matter almost who they plug and play.
Yeah.
They're just going to be good. And they didn't even have Jalen Carter. And now he gets to wreak havoc on that offensive line that made, Patrick Mahomes' life miserable, in that last game. So I got Philly. Let's move on. Atlanta or Minnesota? At Minnesota. Yeah, I'm with you there.
All day.
Okay, this is an interesting one because we have a doubleheader on Monday night, and they did it right. The NFL, who rarely gets things right, almost anything. Well done. A doubleheader on Monday night, but not like 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock, 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern time. Tampa Bay at Houston, Chargers at Vegas.
Tampa Bay, Houston's great. You know what? F it. Give me Houston. It's at Houston, right?
Yeah, it's at Houston. I'm going opposite on that too.
I know we talked about this one. I'm torn on that one. Tampa Bay looks good though.
I'm trailing my boy Ace on that one with the money lines. Hey, it's a better value pick. If you're getting like plus 112 on that.
Right. I'm a big Baker guy.
Yep, and I like Baker. I used to make fun of him, but just because I think the name Baker is funny, I would go Baker.
He's kind of easy to root against, but it's funny. He's on that arc where now he's like easy to root for. I feel.
Yeah, no, it's just like a dash of haterade. No real vitriol behind it. Just kind of funny. And this honestly the same way there's nothing wrong with this player. Taysom Hill. I would just make fun of his first name. Taysom. Like, it's just so dumb.
It is a weird first name.
It's just a weird name.
Also kind of easy to kind of shit on a little bit. Like Baker, like his dancing's kind of weird. Like, I can get why you would jump on the Baker hate train.
Honestly, if Jackson Dart starts playing well, like, you don't think people are going to start making fun of that dude's first name?
But there are some white guys who can't be trolled. Like, I feel like Jared Goff and Baker Mayfield, two completely different white guys.
Yeah,
or like Kirk
you're
Cousins.
right.
You can't really troll Kirk Cousins, really. He's too likable.
But he's also such a nerd that like he would agree with you with half the things that you make fun of him about.
And it's like you can't do anything with that. But with Baker or Johnny Manziel, it's like you can shit on Johnny Manziel all day. But like Kirk, I'm like, what am I gonna do with Kirk? He's just a dad.
I know that's the thing is like to me it's funny because it's and I'm gonna show my age. It's the 8 Mile Eminem thing. Like I know everything you're about to say about me, so
yeah,
just go ahead and say it. It don't matter. Yeah, like it don't matter.
We had one game left, right? Chargers and who?
Raiders at Vegas.
That's kind of a good one. Yeah, I'm riding the Madison Beer train until the wheels fall off. Give me Beard, Herbert and Beer. Let's go,
bro. You can't sit here with a Charger shirt and pick against them. So and
that
also
was a big part of my drafting strategy. I got Herbert as my main quarterback in like round 10 because he's either going to be good or get dumped. One of those two.
I love it. Are they like so? They're dating like it's like official or just
they're like publicly
reports?
Dating? Yeah, Justin Herbert's winning the whole life thing. Yeah, he's got this whole thing.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good for himself. I won't lie to you. The massive contract. He lives in LA. Got
ideal timeline for Justin Herbert.
Yeah, pretty good.
He would not re-roll the dice, I assume.
No, I don't think so. And I think also he sidestepped the Giants, which is always
you would re-roll the dice podcasting with me right now, but I don't think Justin Herbert would re-roll the dice.
No, I think those are almost like an equal trade. Like, you know what I mean? Like hanging out with you and hanging out with
That's crazy. I'm a handsome guy, but I'm no Madison Beer.
Yeah, no, you're right. All right, man. We're gonna write.
I got one more before we go. Do you have a Super Bowl pick?
Oh God.
Or do you have any? You don't have to give me a full pick, but do you have anything that you think about the Super Bowl right now? Do you have an easy favorite?
I mean, you gotta put Philly.
You're going Philly.
Ugh, gross.
It's disgusting. I didn't mean to end on a note. I'm sorry.
Are you really are you trying to make my life my day the rest of the day?
I can start drinking zero beer. I'm drinking a zero beer because it gives me football energy.
I love it.
Big football energy.
What's your favorite non-alcoholic beer?
I'm going with Mickey Ultra right now, but I think O'Doul's, I think the classic is the move. O'Doul's is the move.
No.
What are you going with? Do you drink zeros?
Yeah. So I'm hoping hopefully they see this because I talk about them all the time. You ever had Athletic Brewing?
No.
Oh, dude. I don't even if it's in the Midwest.
I'm
You
new to
gotta get it.
zeros. This is a whole new game for me.
But
Like,
it tastes like beer, bro. Like
because
it's
this does
not.
not taste like beer, really.
No.
It's like beer. It's like beer flavored.
And you know, it's another one. It's down here in North Carolina. It's in Asheville. Is Sierra Nevada has a zero.
Okay.
That's phenomenal.
All right, I'm gonna pick your brain on this offline.
Those two beers, because I can I don't even have to call it like because if Corona makes a pretty decent NA.
Okay.
That's not bad. If you're especially like you talked about like going to a sports bar and like chilling out, like that's a good one. You can still put a lime in it, relax,
you're feeling it.
whatever.
Yeah,
that's not a bad one. Cold glass. But I'm telling you, Athletic Brewing, they have multiple types and either like a golden or they have an IPA. It's phenomenal.
Because my allegiance is currently in the balance. I don't have an allegiance anywhere. I'm a free agent.
Absolutely, dude. That's the play.
All right, get me going, baby. But dude, this was really fun. I'm really interested to hear what people think and kind of where we find our niche here. But it was really fun just talking football with someone like myself who's a kindred spirit as far as like having a trash home team.
Absolutely. That's actually what we should have called the show. Two trash home teams. All right. With that, we're out. We'll see you next week.